Israel had a great deliverance that day. Now all the strangers that had escaped came and told Lysias what had happened, who, when he heard thereof, was confounded and discouraged, because neither such things as he would were done unto Israel, nor such things as the king commanded him will come to pass. The next year, therefore, following, Lysias gathered together 70,000 choice men of foot and 5,000 horsemen, that he might subdue them. So they came into Idumea and pitched their tents in Bethsura, and Judas met them with 10,000 men.
Right, so they in the land of Idumea. We gotta look up that up. Y'all have a compact Zondervan compact Bible dictionary? No. Idumea is Edom, Rome. Represents Edom, Rome. So they ran among the so-called Caucasians at this time, who was Edom, Rome. Read. This Idumea, that's what Idumea stands for. Read.
And when he saw that mighty army, he prayed and said, Blessed art thou, O Savior of Israel, who didst quell the violence of the mighty man by the hand of thy servant David, and gavest the host of strangers into the hands of Jonathan, the son of Saul, and his armor bearer. Shut up this army in the hand of thy people Israel, and let them be confounded in their power and horsemen. Make them to be of no courage, and cause the boldness of their strength to fall away, and let them quake at their destruction. Cast them down with the sword of them that love thee, and let all those that know thy name praise thee with thanksgiving. So they joined battle, and there were slain of the host of Lysias about 5,000 men, even before them were they slain. Now Lysias saw his army put to flight, and the manliness of Judas' soldiers, and how they were ready either to live or die valiantly. He went to Antiochia and gathered together a company of strangers, and having made his army greater than it was, he proposed to come again into Judea. This said Judas and his brethren, Behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up to cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary. Upon this all the hosts assembled themselves together and went up into Mount Zion.
So now, they done defeated the enemy. They said, hey, now that they discomfited, let us go up and dedicate the sanctuary. Remember, everything was desolate. They had been sacrificing swine flesh and all kind of abominable things, acts they were doing in there, man. I mean, it was terrible what they were doing. You look at, going back to, First Maccabees, what they were doing, man, it was. Look at, go back to First Maccabees 1:48, the things that they were doing, man.
First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 48.
This is why they had to sanctify the sanctuary and get the people back together too, read.
That they should also leave their children uncircumcised.
So he said, this was Antiochus Epiphanes, say, leave our children uncircumcised, read.
And make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
You know, made them be men with men, women with women, and children with children, boys with boys, girls with girls, and eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, anything that was against the laws of the Most High. Read.
To the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances.
So now, what are we doing now? They put all these abominations in front of us, and it's natural to eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, all the abominable things that eat boo-boo. That's what they put in our face. They put it all around us from birth to death, right? So that we'll forget the laws of the Most High. Now they point blank telling us in this day and time, you're not under the Most High's laws. They done went that bold. And our people stand for it. They go against you when you talk about we under the law. Well, we under the law, we under mercy and grace, but you're a Gentile. And the laws were given to the Israelites, and mercy and grace were given to Israel only. And they call themselves a Gentile. But go ahead.
Verse 50, and whosoever would not king, he said he should die.
Hear this. What's this sound like? They got a rule called the Sunday law. You can't worship on the Sabbath no more, but you got to follow the Sunday law. That's in all the books across the countries. The Sunday law, where you got to worship on the first day of the week, which is really worshiping the sun. Different rules like the Patriot Act 1, Patriot Act 2 Act. You know, all these different rules and regulations that are coming up now that everybody can be following the laws of the heathen with their new world order that they're dealing with right now. If you don't follow the commandment of the king, he should what? Put him to death. Read.
In the selfsame manner wrote he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseers over all the people.
Sound like slavery to me. Didn't we have overseers over us? Had overseers over us. Just what they did before, right?
Commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city.
Yeah, commanded. This is a commandment, this is an order that we're supposed to sacrifice swine flesh and abominable things on our altars, city by city, right?
Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, every one that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land.
Read that again.
Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, everyone that forsook the law.
Everyone that forsake the law, then and now, read.
And so they committed evils in the land.
And so you are committing evils in whatever land you are in. By what? Forsaking the law of the Most High. You commit evils in the land, wherever you are. As it says, read.
And drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee for security.
Right, for safety. These are the catacombs. And we started going into the catacombs, read.
Now the 15th day of the month, Casliel, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar.
Let you know when they set up the abomination of desolation, sacrificing swine flesh on the altar in the Greek Empire. Read.
And building idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side.
Right, to get us to stop following the laws of the Most High. You understand this, y'all? Y'all gotta understand, man. The heathen know. They know that we went into captivity, slavery, bondage for our iniquity. That's in Ezekiel, I think, 39. Is it 39? 39 and 23.
Ezekiel 39:23. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity.
So we went into captivity, slavery, and bondage for what?
For their iniquity.
For our iniquity. So what are they doing? They're trying to keep us doing what?
Iniquity.
Iniquity. Go ahead.
Because they trespassed against me.
Because we trespass, is Ezekiel 39 and 23. Because we trespass against the Most High. We broke his laws. These other nations know this. That's why what was Antiochus Epiphanes' order? That everybody should leave their laws and follow the religion of the king. Read.
Therefore hid I my face from them.
That's why the Most High hid his face from us. Read.
And gave them into the hand of their enemies.
And gave us into the hand of our enemies. Read.
So fell they all by the sword.
So fell we all by the sword. Read. According
to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them.
Yeah. That's why it's important that we come back to the Most High's laws. You better learn them, you better live them, you better apply them in your life. Because these heathen know this. They know this. Go back to 1 Maccabees, the first chapter. Let's read verse 54.
Verse 54. Now the 15th day of the month of Casliu, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar.
So this is the 15th day of the 12th month that we in now of Esau. This when this happened, read. Which is our 9th month, read.
And builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side.
Go ahead.
And burned incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law, which they found, they burnt them with fire.
So they took our Bibles that they found, the books of the law, and they burned them up. They were burning, trying to get rid of the law of the Most High. Read.
And wheresoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
There it is, man. If you consent to the law of the Most High, you should be put to death. Read.
Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities.
Hear that? Every month, man, they were putting us to death. That's why we just read about the war that Judas Maccabees and his brothers and his brethren went against them for this. Read.
Now the 25th day of the month.
Now the 25th day is what day? The 25th of the 12th month of Esau, which they call Christmas. Read.
Now the 25th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of the Most High.
Made sure on the 25th day of this month they sacrificed on the idol altar. Read.
Which was upon the altar of the Most High.
Read.
At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised.
This day, on the 25th, they put to death certain women that caused their sons on the 8th day to be circumcised. See? Come on.
And they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them.
Now, you're going to understand. When you see these bulbs on these Christmas trees, this is what they did. You're looking at our little children they took their heads and they put them on them trees. Scare tactics, man. That's where this coming from. You see what it's saying? And they hanged the infants about their necks and put them on them trees, man. Because remember, this Christmas is with the Christmas tree and all that, that's all the way back in Jeremiah 10th chapter. They've been doing this. Took our little babies' heads, just like when you look at Target. During this time, you go into Target and you look at their Christmas trees. You're gonna see faces on them. You can see little faces on them. On their Christmas trees. Coming from here, man. Same people, just a different time. But they took our little infants and they put their little heads on them Christmas tree. Them bulbs you see on the Christmas tree, that's what represent our little children. Heads. Read.
Verse 62. Howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing.
See, some of us, man, like I say, 1/3 gonna hold fast to not to eat any unclean thing, then and now. Read.
Wherefore they chose rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meat, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died.
See? They ain't want to break the Most High's law, such commandments, so then they chose to die. Read.
So there was very great wrath upon Israel.
Right. That's why, going back to first Maccabees, where you at? Where you leave off? Start at 52, chapter 4, verse 52.
Chapter 4, verse. First Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 52. Now,
How far did you read down?
I was at verse 37.
Okay, read on down.
From 37?
Yes.
First Maccabees 4 and 37. Upon this all the host assembled themselves together and went up into Mount Zion. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate, and the altar profane, and the gates burned up, and shrubs growing in the courts, as in a forest, or in one of the mountains, yea, and the priest's chambers pulled down, they rent their clothes, and made great lamentation, and cast ashes upon their heads.
It made them sad, man, to see our sanctuary, man, just defiled and just, scrubs growing like nobody been there. Remember, it was desolate. Go ahead.
And fell down flat to the ground upon their faces, and blew an alarm with the trumpets, and cried toward heaven.
And they cried to the Most High, man, seeing this. Read.
Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary. So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law, who cleansed the sanctuary and bare out the defiled stones into an unclean place. And when as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profane, they sought it best to pull it down, lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it, wherefore they pulled it down.
All right, they pulled it down, man. They pulled this sucker down. Read on.
Verse 46, and laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in a convenient place, until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them.
Right. So they had to make sure that they got rid of this abominable stones that they took down from the altar till a prophet could come and tell them what to do with it. That was order. I mean, that's just showing you, even though they were mighty men and were rolling with the Most High, knowing what to do, but they said they had to wait till the right man come to be able to tell them what to do with these abominable stones. Go ahead.
Then they took whole stones according to the law, and built a new altar according to the former, and made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple, and hallowed the courts. They made also new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick, and the altar of burnt offerings, and of incense, and the table. And upon the altar they burned incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted, that they might give light in the temple.
Right, so this, like you see the candlestick here, but this isn't where it was. Because that's not going to give you the light as you would. These branches, they were all the same length. Like this one going on the outside here, you got one coming this way. Only way you can have that for them to all be the same length, as it says in the scriptures, you would have to have them come out here, coming out this way, and coming this way. You see, to have that 7. So you're looking at, sometimes you see like on them old movies, you'll see that they be kind of like spread out, the lights on the top, and that's how we'll be going this way, and that way, and going that way. You see? Whereas for them to be the same, because you can't do it with, you're going to do it the same length. They all got to be the same length, because you see this one going out like that, and it's coming in here and there. It wasn't how we had it. That's why we just going through rehearsal. You know what I mean? We just rehearsing it. This stuff ain't real, man. You know what I mean? And you got people that always looking at everything to downplay everything. The devil don't have no creativity. He take whatever we have and he say, oh, this is wicked, we're going to use it for evil. So then they use it for evil, but you don't know where it originated for us. So here we are walking, we might as well walk around naked. Because you can't wear your clothes, because everything got 2 different types of material in it. You know, fiberglass, they probably got fiberglass, they got nylon and with polyester and everything. It's all wool and something else. So you can't, what you gonna put on? You ain't growing your own cotton. So I mean, that's why we can't be so technical, man. People are so, we gotta learn these commandments, man, and get a relationship with the Most High, man, because we under the curses that we were told we're gonna go under the words of the heathen that know that we went in captivity. Why? For breaking the laws of the Most High. So what you think, He's gonna give you everything to make you righteous? Are you serious? He taking on no creativity, so whatever it is that we do, they take it. And I mean, I can show you, I mean, I got footage of an Illuminati cat in Illuminati, call himself, quote unquote, becoming a Christian, coming out of it, and telling you what they do. Whereas you got everybody, oh, that's the Molech, that's the Rembrandt, that's this, that's like, we pointing the finger at everything, and not knowing that certain things we had that they using to become evil, to use with evil. that was ours. We had this already before they made it evil. Put a